In the previous tutorial, we showed you how to create projects and study conditions for your study. In this tutorial, we will show you how to create a subject. Before we get started, there are two things you will need to know in order to help you understand how CBFDAP processing works. First, in CBFDAP, each set or unit of data you upload to the database must be subject-specific. So if you have raw ASL data for 10 subjects, you will need to initiate 10 instances of data upload. Second, before you initiate a data upload for a specific subject, a system-generated subject ID must be created for that subject. With that said, let's get started with creating a system-generated subject ID. First, log into your CBFDAP account. Next, click on this icon to see the list of subjects you created. You see none at this point. Next, click on the plus icon under Subject, and then click on Create Subject ID button. The system will automatically create a unique ID that will be specific to this subject. Next, note that there are two optional fields you can use to identify this subject with your own subject ID and/or name that you might be using to keep track of this subject in your study. These fields are visible only to you and to no one else. Essentially, these fields are there for your convenience. Let's say local ID is 12345-control. We'll use the name Mary Byrne. Note that for this field, you can have spaces. And lastly, you're required to enter the gender and date of birth for each subject you input in order to fully complete the subject creation step. Note that when inputting the birth date, you can use the calendar pop-up if preferred. Then click the Subject Add button. In the previous tutorial, you'll remember that we covered how to create projects and study conditions. This is where we associate the subject we just created to a specific project and study condition. Here we will assign the subject Mary Byrne to CBF_demo project and control for the study condition. So now that we've created one subject, let's create another subject. We will use both of these subjects in the next tutorial where we discuss how to upload your subject-specific raw ASL data to the CBF Byrne database. Click on Subject Plus button, then select on Create Subject ID. We'll use local ID 12345-caffeine and the same name of Mary Byrne. Then input the gender and date of birth again, and click the Subject Add button. This is where you associate the subject with the specific experiment and study condition. Here we will associate this subject with study condition caffeine_200 milligrams. Then click Enroll. So there it is. Your subjects have been created. Now if you go back to the menu on the left and click on the magnifying glass icon, you will see your subjects listed here. Double-clicking on each subject takes you to a page where you can review the subject information and delete the subject if needed. In the next tutorial, we will actually upload some ASL data from a local computer to the database and associate the upload with the subject IDs we just created. For more information on the steps discussed in this tutorial, please click on the Join Us tab and select the Creating a Subject link.